Okay, welcome to Olabe. Rick and Dirk and Jill are here, and we've been talking about different things that could be done. Um, as you're probably aware, Olabe is a 400-500-year-old Basque farmhouse on the coast, and we want to turn it into a hostel that can be used to accommodate up to 40 people, to be used for courses and workshops, retreats, conferences, with a view to engaging the local community with, well, with Creator God, essentially.
Okay. Yeah, we found from the time that we've been here in the Basque Country, for me it's a new culture, so it's been really interesting. But we've noticed that the Basque people are, yeah, they go out and socialise a lot. They're very sociable, more so than us English. We're a bit reserved, and they love to socialise in the streets. However, when you go to bars and things, yeah, you just talk about sort of daily life. You don't really talk about kind of what you believe and think. You know, the bars and the sociedades, places where you eat, are not places for that. So we found that when you invite Basques into your home, or they experience nature, or they're working alongside you, that's when conversations can open up and a little bit about our faith, and talk to them about what they believe, and just connect a bit more. Basque people, they don't like being told what to do. So a good example, my husband well, nobody likes being told what to do. They just like to be shown, and they're very open really to talking when they know you and when they trust you, and I think that really does come from friendships and from relationships and from connecting with food and people that share similar interests.
So we're going to take you in and just show you one of the things that we've been discussing that could be a possibility to bring a team over from the US. And that's to create, we need a middle floor putting in on the back half of the house on what will be the hostel. So we're going to show you that now. So this is front, this faces east. Basque farmhouses always faced east. Their windows were really small on the front because most of their work was spent outside. So when they came in, they just wanted to be nice and warm and not too bothered about big windows. So I'll take you right the way through to the part that we're talking about. So currently, well, we're using it for tools, for sheep at the moment, but all of this is going to be the hostel. And this is about just over 2,000 square feet per floor. There's 2 floors. The bottom floor will be used for dormitories and bathrooms, a communal kitchen, and a dining hall for everybody to come and prepare food together and eat together. And then upstairs, it has its own separate entrance from the roadside, and that will be just one big open area for activities and conferences, for church services, for that kind of, if you imagine a church service or a retreat, a Christian retreat, that's the kind of space that we're looking at. So currently there is no middle floor. However, we will need to put in beams like this. They're quite thick, so they are approximately 4 inches by, I'm not very good with inches, but I think they're 24 centimeters. So whatever that is divided by 2.5. So about 10, I guess. 4 by 10, 4 by 8, something like that. They're thick because this is going to be used for public use. So they have to be thicker to meet regulations. We're quite under the rules. You know, we have to abide by the rules of what's going to be used for public use. So that's why materials are a little bit more expensive. So we basically, to put a middle floor in here, we need to, this is a stone building. So the stone walls are each about 2 foot thick. And so you imagine a big box, a big stone box. We need to hammer out some holes in the walls. You can see where the old ones were, to give you an idea. Those won't coincide with where the new beams will go necessarily, so we have to make them a bit bigger. So we're taking out stones, we slot in the beam on one side and we hang it on the other side, and then we fill it in with mortar. And that's basically it. Make sure it's all level. The distance between each beam will be 1.5 feet, more or less, 50 centimeters we were working to on the other side. And then on top of that, those beams will go, I think you call it car deck. It's just a tongue and groove pine floor. And then on top of that, we will put insulation and then another floor. So that car deck is literally only what you're going to see from underneath. It's not going to be visible eventually from the top, because there'll be a new floor on top of it with the insulation. So our quote, we've asked for various quotes to do this. The best quote we've had is for around about, well, it's €8,000 for the wood treated plus VAT, so it works out about a total of 9,000, just over €9,000 to supply all of the wood for this half of the house. That's the beams and the car deck. Then we will need things like mortar and things like that. So we're looking, and hiring tools. So we're looking at around about 10,000 to do this middle floor. So talking with the guys here from the Pacific Northwest, we're looking at the possibility of trying to fundraise to support this missional work here in the Basque Country. I mean, this is very much a foundational thing that's happening. It's really exciting. We've got a lot of people really excited about it. We've had over 600 visitors in just 2 years coming to chip in and help and work together. Last October, we had a team from Oregon, a team of construction workers, a carpenter and a couple of other volunteers. They came and did a short-term mission. A pastor as well came. They loved it so much that they want to come back and continue to work here. They were really inspired by the vision for this place and the experience of just being in the Basque Country, meeting local people and sharing faith in a very practical and natural way. So I'm going to show you we've done the other half of the house, and I'm going to show you those beams. They're thinner than these because that's just residential, but it will give you an idea of what we need to do on this side. So let's go and see how that was done. So it's a little bit dark in this bit, but we can take you into perhaps a more lighter area. So hopefully you'll be able to see this. So this is similar. We've got the beams here and then the car deck on top. Because we were stretched for time, we had to paint and treat the wood after putting it in. Whereas the wood that we will get on the other half, we want it to come already treated and painted and stained. So it's just a case of just slotting it into place. One of the options, typically here, how we put that middle floor in, we would hammer out holes we drill out holes in the wall, in the stone, slot them in the other side, and then mortar them in. With this floor, we did that on one side, so you can see how there's holes in the stone, and then they've just been mortared up and rendered. But on the opposite side, what we did was we put a beam in. It's probably around about it's 16 meters, so getting on for 50 foot, and it's a glue lam, and it goes from one end of the building right through to the other, and it's just supported here by these stones. Now we could do that on the other side to avoid putting holes into the other wall, so that the beams would just sit in with these joists, these metal brackets. And that could be a good option, but we would need to support this beam properly, and that would involve probably putting a post down that sits on a stone plinth. So we could do that. We could look into doing that, and that would mean that we wouldn't have to go all the way through the wall, because obviously that would jeopardize the structure a little bit of the wall, and it could be a little bit risky to do that. So hopefully that gives you an idea of one of the really key jobs that's involved here at Olabe that's needed to be done. Our budget is 10,000 our target that we would need to raise, and we'd need to get a team of people out here. We estimate well, this one, it required six volunteers. There were girls and guys came out, plus some people came out and just did the cooking for the team. We were here for a week and we got it all done in about 4 days. We had a couple of people with, they were doing the car decking with compressor nail guns. The other one we might screw in to avoid squeaky floors. That would probably be better. 1 week to 10 days for putting all those big beams in and a car deck would be amazing. And about 6 volunteers, well, 5 plus myself, so 5, 6 team of, the more the merrier. But you'd all be welcome to come, and I'm sure you'd have a really wonderful time. So the time scale, we're not in a huge rush to do it. So actually September, October 2019, it would be a realistic target, and the weather is really good then. We can still have late barbecues in the evening and that kind of stuff. We can roast a lamb and all that. And you get time to obviously work here, but then you can get time either side of the project, of the mission work, to go and explore the local area, and we'd be happy to show you around the Basque Countries, around some really cool places. Take you up into the mountains, take you to where off the beaten track to experience the culture from a real unique perspective. So I hope that gives you an idea, and we're really excited about the prospect of potentially having a team over. And when we bought this place, the experts told us we were crazy, that it can't be done. And basically we have a strong sense that in order for this place to get done, like, God's going to do it, and the church needs to get behind it, and the church will do it. And that's what's been happening, and it's to His glory. If we just went to the bank and asked for a load of money, and they miraculously gave us a load of money to get it done, then He wouldn't be glorified through that. And so the way that this project is coming together is a real testament to taking a leap of faith, not just a step, but a real Indiana Jones leap of faith into the unknown, just waiting for God to do His thing, and it really is coming together, and it's blowing us away. So we're really moved by it. So really encouraged, and we'd love to welcome you here. So if you're keen, then get in touch with Rick or Dirk or one of the guys. Check out Olabe online. You can do it at www.olabe, which is olabe.eu, and that'll give you a bit of an insight. You can follow us on social media as well, Olabe Project. Okay, see you soon.